The sun is a hammer, beating the cracked earth into a dusty anvil. This world, on the swampy coast of the ancient Tethys Sea, is dying of thirst. The forest has withered to a skeleton of brittle wood. The once slush undergrowth is a brown, crumbling tarpit. The small animals are gone, either fled or baked into the mud, for the clan of ancient humans huddled in the thin shade of a salt-blasted rock. The dry season has become a death sentence. Their ribs are a grim xylophone under taut skin. The children's cries have faded to a dry, rasping silence. This is the brutal reality of prehistoric life, a constant, grinding war against entropy. But there is one place where life still thrives. The Great River Estuary, a wide, murky artery where fresh water mingles with the sea, is a churning soup of life. Fish dart in the shallows, crocodiles lurk like half-sunken logs, and the water itself seems to breathe with a monstrous vitality. The clan stares at it with a mixture of longing and terror. It is their only hope and their greatest fear. Because the estuary is a kingdom, and it has a king. A young female, her face gaunt, points a trembling finger. 50 yards out, in the deep central channel, the water bulges, a long, serpentine back, mottled and slick, breaks the surface before sinking back into the murky depths. It is impossibly long, the size of 3 of their dugout canoes laid end to end. The Basilosaurus. It is not a god, but it might as well be, for generations. They have given it a wide berth, a creature of nightmare that snatches crocodiles from the banks and hunts the great sea turtles in the bay. It is the undisputed master of this world. The clan elder, a man whose memories are etched into the deep lines of his face, looks from the water to his people. He sees the hollow eyes of a child, the mother's empty hands. He sees the end of his line written in the dust. The land has offered them nothing but bones. The water, however, offers a mountain of meat and fat. An intelligent boy, born of absolute desperation, dawns in his mind. The equation of their survival has been stripped down to a single, terrifying variable. They have hunted the deer to extinction. They have scraped the last mollusks from the rocks. No, there is only one hunt left. He rises, his movements slow and deliberate, and picks up a long, fire-hardened spear. He does not look at his clan, but at the deep channel where the serpent patrols. A silent, communal understanding passes through the group. The fear is a cold stone in their bellies, but the hunger is a fire that burns hotter. There is no debate, no argument. The choice has already been made for them by the merciless logic of starvation. They must hunt the serpent. They cannot fight it in its world, in the deep water where it reigns supreme. They must somehow bring the kingdom to them. The plan is an act of collective genius, a masterpiece of primitive technology born from the union of desperation and foresight. For 3 days, under the merciless sun, the entire clan works during the brief hours of low tide. They drive a double palisade of sharpened stakes deep into the estuary mud, creating a narrow, V-shaped channel that funnels from the deep water into the shallows. The stakes are fire-hardened logs, their points made sharp with stone adzes. The work is grueling, a testament to their incredible endurance. The mud socks at their legs, the sun blisters their backs, and the constant threat of crocodiles forces armed sentries to stand guard. But they work as one, a silent, determined machine. This is the great advantage of our human ancestors. The ability to subordinate individual will to a common, future goal. When the trap is finished, it looks like a row of jagged teeth waiting to bite. The clan gathers on the bank, their bodies slick with sweat and mud, and they look upon their creation. The elder stands before them. He holds a small, crudely carved wooden fish. He draws a line in the mud, representing the deep channel. He places the wooden fish there. Then he shows how it must be drawn towards the shore, into the mouth of their trap. He does not need many words. Everyone understands. The trap is passive. The monster will not swim into it by chance. The ancient, serpentine cetacean must be lead. It must be tempted. A profound, terrified silence descends upon the group. This is the plan's terrible heart. The hard choice that has been weighing on all of them. The trap needs bait. Live bait. Who among them will paddle a canoe into the serpent's hunting ground? Who will offer themselves up, a morsel to be chased, betting their life on their speed and the monster's blind rage? It is a suicide mission with a sliver of a chance. This is the ultimate expression of kin selection, where the potential sacrifice of one ensures the survival of the many who share their blood. A young man named Okayu steps forward. He is not the biggest or the strongest, but he is the fastest and most skilled with a canoe paddle. His own child had been the last to die. A week ago, a small silent surrender to starvation. His eyes hold no glory, only a hollowed-out resolve. He looks at the other children, at their swollen bellies and vacant stares. He looks at his mother, her face a mask of grief and pride. In their survival, a part of him, a part of his lost child, survived too. This is the unspoken arithmetic of the clan, a bond of blood that runs deeper than fear. It is the story's emotional turning point, a flicker of humanity in the face of monstrous odds. The elder meets his gaze and gives a single, slow nod. The bargain is struck. There is no ceremony, no celebration, only a somber, communal acceptance. The clan helps Okayu prepare his canoe, a small, fire-hollowed log. They hand him his paddle. As he pushes the canoe into the murky water, he is no longer just a hunter. He is an offering. He is the price of their survival. The water is a flat, brassy mirror under the oppressive sun. Okayu paddles his canoe into the deep channel, his movements economical, betraying no fear. He is a small, solitary figure in an immense landscape. The clan is hidden, melted into the shoreline reeds. Their spears held tight in sweaty hands. There are 100 pairs of eyes fixed on one man. The silence is absolute, broken only by the gentle dip of Okayu's paddle. He is the focus of all their hope and all their terror. This is the moment of truth in their desperate war against resource scarcity. He begins to slap the paddle against the water surface. Slap, slap, slap. The sound is an insult. A deliberate, foolish provocation in the serpent's hole. He is knocking on the door of the apex predator. For a long minute, nothing happens. The sun beats down, the silence stretches, and then the water ahead of him swells. It does not break the surface, but rises in a smooth, monstrous bulge the size of a hut. Okayu's paddle freezes mid-stroke. The hunt has begun. The Basilosaurus lurches, its long, toothed snout erupting from the water. It is not an act of feeding, but of territorial aggression. It moves with a speed that defies its size, a living torpedo of muscle and rage. Okayu is already paddling, his canoe skimming the water, his entire being focused on a single goal. The V-shaped opening in the shallows. The monster is behind him, a churning wake of fury. He doesn't look back. He can hear the rush of water, a sound like a collapsing cliff. He can feel the power of its pursuit in the vibrations that travel through his small vessel. He paddles with the strength of a man who has nothing left to lose. He reaches the mouth of the trap. The water is shallower here, dragging at the serpent's cement body. But it does not slow. It is blinded by rage. With a final, desperate push, Okayu veers his canoe sharply to the side as the behemoth plows straight ahead, into the channel of stakes. The sound is a sickening crunch of wooden bone. The monster roars, a sound of agony and fury that echoes across the estuary. It thrushes, its powerful tail flukes shattering the sharpened logs. But it is impaled. Code. This is the signal. The clan erupts from the reeds. A wave of desperate humanity. They charge into the shallows, screaming, their spears held high. They surround the trap, crushing beast, plunging their fire-hardened points into its thick hide. The water turns red. It is a chaotic, brutal ballet of death. But the serpent does not die quietly. In its final, convulsive throes, its tail whips around. A force of nature unleashed. It catches Okayu's canoe, smashing the light craft into splinters. He is thrown into the bloody, churning water. For a moment, his head surfaces, his eyes wide with shock. Then the beast's dying body rolls, and he is gone. The clown, their faces splattered with blood, can only watch as he is pulled under. The serpent is dead. The hunt is over. They have won a mountain of meat, enough to last them through the dry season. Their survival is secured. But as they stand in the red water, their spears hanging limply in their hands, there is no celebration, only the vast, terrible silence of their victory. In the days that follow, the smell of roasting meat and fat hangs over the camp, a rich, life-giving incense. The clan eats, their bellies fill, and the strength returns to their limbs. They have done the impossible. They have slain a god and turned it into sustenance. This hunt, a singular event in the deep time of hominid history, is a testament to the defining traits that ensured our survival. The foresight to build a trap, the intelligence to devise a strategy, and the communal bond that allows for the ultimate sacrifice. The scattered evidence of archaeology can show us the bones of the hunted and the tools of the hunter, but it cannot show us the look in Okea's eyes, the silent contract he made with his king. This is the story that the study of anthropology strives to understand the birth of the complex social bargains that define us. The plan's success was not just in its mechanics, but in its underlying assumption of altruism, the belief that one would risk everything for the many. Every complex society, every great cathedral, every shared endeavor is built upon the ghost of that same primordial path. They did not just kill a monster, they affirmed a core principle of their humanity. The question their victory leaves us with is not about the price of survival, but about its value. What is a future worth, if not everything? The echo of a great sacrifice is the bedrock upon which a world is built. What happens when the sacrifice is not given, but taken?